Okay, here we go. So, yeah, I'm back with AOE Unique Engines. This time, new and better AOE Unique Engines. As you probably saw in the intro, it's named United States Obscure Locomotives. You may be thinking to yourself, what is this name AOE Unique Engines? Well, correct. But I decided to change the name since the name AOE Unique Engines, it's 1, sucks, and 2, I kinda rushed the name for it. But with that out of the way. Oh, before I get into the first episode, with the 15 locomotives I talked about, or model enemies, with the locomotives I talk about in AOE Unique Engines, I decided to talk about them again, but this time with new information. So, with that out of the way, let's get started with our first episode of United States Obscure Locomotives. During the golden days of Steam, railroads such as the Union Pacific has been doing experiments with their locomotives. Most of the experiments were mostly unsuccessful. Even during the diesel era, railroads are still doing experiments, but with most experiments being on diesel locomotives being mostly unsuccessful. But there's some times where these experiments are actually successful. Today, railroads are still experimenting, and this time, railroads are experimenting hydrogen-powered and battery-powered locomotives, which it brought many controversies to the railfan community. But with that aside, from Norfolk Southern's roster, there is one locomotive that is, well, different. So, let me explain about this locomotive. The C40-9W locomotives is a 4,000 horsepower diesel-electric locomotive built by GE in Erie, Pennsylvania between 1996 and 2004. In total, 1,090-9s were built, but for only 2 railroads, Norfolk Southern and CSX. One of the dash 9s we focus on is Norfolk Southern 8946. 8946 was built by General Electric in 1996 as part of the C40-9W's order by Norfolk Southern. She was placed into revenue freight trains across Norfolk Southern's rail system and hauled freight trains into U.S. states such as Georgia, Tennessee, and many more. In later years, she will be reclassified as a C44-9W, but kept her rail number. The locomotive will continue hauling freight trains for Norfolk Southern until in late 2010s, the locomotive was sent to the Roanoke shops to be rebuilt. But, however, unlike most Dash 9s, which most of them were rebuilt into AC for the 46Ms, Norfolk Southern decided to do something a little bit different with the locomotive. Emerging from the Roanoke shops, 8946 became a different locomotive among the rest, being reclassified as an AC for the 46CF and was given a red and grey paint job, mostly similar to a couple locomotives like 4001 and 4004. What makes 8520 different from the AC 4466Ms is 8520 uses a TMV control system and interstate EFI rather than the GE components. But nonetheless, the 8520 returned back to revenue service on the main line, hauling freight trains for Norfolk Southern again. On February 2nd, 2019, the 8520 along with 4 other locomotives, 4005, 4003, 4000, and 1801 were gathered at Altoona, Pennsylvania for a photo shoot, which the photo shoot went really good. I mean, Norfolk Southern displayed all the rebuilds in different colors, from black to blue to yellow to red. Although 4003 and 4005 had the same paint scheme, but nonetheless, all 5 locomotives returned back to revenue service on the main line. In later years, the 8520 was sent to the Western New York and Pennsylvania Railroad for testing. So, how did the test turn out? Unfortunately, the test was unsuccessful. Due to the cost and reliability issues on A520, this rebuilding experiment didn't pursue any further, and this left A520 as the only AC-44C6CF locomotive on Norfolk Southern's roster. A520 stayed on the WNYNP Railroad before heading back to Norfolk Southern. The locomotive continued hauling freight trains for NS until in 2021, where it was sold to another railroad. In 2021, Norfolk Southern has sold A520 to the Knoxville Locomotive Works, or the KWX for short. She was once transferred to the railroad by being placed on different trains before arriving on the KWX's territory. Once being under the new ownership of the KWX, she was later patched up and has reporting marks on the nose. Today, the locomotive is still kicking around on the KWX, now seems to be under leasing ownership and leasing to different railroads such as Canadian National or Union Pacific. Glad to see this engine still around as of 2024. What I thought about this locomotive is, this locomotive is unique in my own opinion. I mean, it's the only AC-44C6CF on Norfolk Southern's roster. Also, I did a little bit of research on what CF means, and I think I'm correct. I think it's meant by a calf. I think it's a Spanish company, I think. Yeah, it's a Spanish company. I don't know what the hell calf has something to do with the AC-44C6CF, but hey, I got a little bit of help from Discord. Which why I call this locomotive a one-of-a-kind rebuild. Thank you for watching for this first ever remastered episode. All music, photos, videos, and information belong to the rightful owners. Stay tuned as more locomotives are going to be talked about in the new series, United States Obscure Locomotives.